All right, let's talk about something that can totally transform how you handle your money. It's a really simple routine, and we're going to explore it through the story of someone who went from feeling, constantly broke to totally financially free. And get this, all without ever getting a big raise. You know where this story starts, right? It's that feeling we all know so well. Your phone buzzes, you look down, and you see that beautiful notification, salary credit $2,100. For just a second, there's this incredible rush of possibility, a feeling like, okay, I've made it. Things are going to be different this time.
But just as fast as that excitement comes, it can disappear. And what's left is this nagging, kind of painful question that so many of us have asked ourselves. It's the question that really defines that whole paycheck to paycheck trap. And for our story, it's the question that finally forced a change. So let's really dig into what this trap looks like. For the person at the center of our story, we'll call her Emily. This wasn't just a bad month here or there. Oh no, it was this constant, recurring cycle. Every single month, it started with that payday joy, and without fail, ended in total anxiety. And this went on for 3 straight years. Think about that. The paycheck hits, the excitement kicks in, the spending just explodes on stuff that feels great for a minute, and then, boom, a heavy, heavy regret just settles in for the rest of the month. It's such a draining and totally predictable pattern. And then, one day, she hit her breaking point. Picture this. It's the end of a long week, bills are all over her table, and she checks her account. And there it is, $47.32, with 9 whole days to go until the next paycheck. That one number, that was it. That was the moment of pure desperation that forced her to finally look her financial reality straight in the eye.
You know, the thing that finally sparks a real change often comes from the most unexpected places, right? For Emily, it was just a normal lunch with her colleague, Martha. Martha was one of those people who just seemed, calm and put together with her finances. And the crazy part? They made about the same amount of money.
And this contrast is really everything. I mean, look at it. On one side, you've got Emily, totally anxious, broke, and always reacting to things. And on the other side, you have Martha, calm, free, and proactive. And here's that kicker again, earning the same salary. It proves right there that the problem wasn't the amount of money coming in. It was the system, or, the lack of one. And this is the core idea that changed absolutely everything for her. Martha shared her secret, and it had nothing to do with a trust fund or a side hustle. It was this incredibly powerful shift in mindset. She said, most people get paid and then just react to life. I get paid and then I command my money.
So let's just pause on that for a second. This is a great question to ask yourself. Think about your last paycheck. Were you just reacting to bills and wants as they popped up? Or did you have a plan? Were you commanding it? Because that question, that's the key that unlocks the solution we're about to dive into.
Okay, so let's get into the good stuff, the actual practical solution that Martha laid out for Emily. It's a simple 4-step routine, and the key here is that it's non-negotiable. You do it every single time a paycheck lands in your account. So here they are, the 4 steps, and I want you to really pay attention to the order. First, you pay God and yourself. Your values and your future come first. Second, you cover your needs, the absolute essentials. Third, you set a hard boundary on your spending. And fourth, you leave a little margin. I'm telling you, the sequence here is absolutely critical. It's the whole magic of the system. All right, let's break down step 1, pay God and yourself first. Martha's rule was simple. Right away, 10% was for giving, to stay grounded and grateful, and 20% went straight to savings and investments to build for the future. The trick is, this money is moved immediately. It never even gets a chance to sit in your main checking account where you might be tempted to spend it. You're basically committing to your future before today's temptations can even get a word in. Okay, next up, step 2 is paying for your needs. And this is so important. We have to be really honest about what a need is. We're talking survival costs, not lifestyle decisions. This is your rent, your utilities, your basic groceries, your transportation to work. You cover these non-negotiables before any emotional "I deserve this" spending can start messing with your plan. Now step 3. For a lot of people, this is the hardest part. You set a spending boundary. You give yourself a fixed allowance for everything else, the coffee, the dinners out, the movies, all that fun stuff. But here's the absolute rule. When it's gone, it is gone. You stop. You don't borrow from next month. You don't put it on a credit card. It sounds tough, but this is exactly where that discipline starts to feel like real freedom.
And finally, step 4 is to leave margin. And listen, this is not just whatever money is left over. No, this is a planned buffer. Because, life happens, right? The car needs a repair. You get a surprise medical bill. Leaving even $100 unassigned in your account gives you that breathing room. It's what stops a small emergency from becoming a big debt. Honestly, it's the key to real peace of mind.
So there you have it. That's the 4-step plan. It sounds simple enough, right? But what actually happens when you put it into practice? Well, let's look at the real-world results and see the brand new reality that Emily started to build for herself. I can just imagine her, maybe her hands were even shaking a little as she applied this routine to her very next paycheck. She did it. She sent $210 to giving and moved $420 straight into a savings account. After her bills were paid, she was left with a strict $250 budget for all her wants and a $120 margin. For the very first time, her paycheck had a job to do. It had instructions. And this right here, this shows you the incredible power of just being consistent. Remember where she started? With $47. But in just 6 months, she'd saved $2,500. That's enough that a flat tire is just an inconvenience, not a full-blown financial crisis. And after a year, almost $12,000 in savings. This wasn't a miracle. It wasn't a lottery win. It was just the result of a simple routine done over and over. And this right here is probably the most important lesson from her entire story. Listen to this. Her income never changed. Her job didn't change. The only thing that changed was her routine, what she did on payday. It just proves that financial freedom isn't really about how much you earn. It's about having the right system for the money you have. All right, so as we start to wrap this up, let's boil it all down. What's the one single principle, the main idea that drove this entire transformation from crushing anxiety to total freedom?
It really became Emily's mantra. You can think of it like a simple 5-point checklist you can run through every single payday. Pay God, pay yourself, pay your needs, control your spending, and leave margin. It's so easy to remember, but it is incredibly powerful when you actually do it. It's the whole routine in a nutshell. So I'll leave you with this final thought, this final question. Are you letting your money tell you what to do? Are you letting your bank account balance dictate your emotions and your choices? Or are you ready to take command and tell every single dollar exactly where to go? Because, as Emily's story shows us, that choice, well, it really is yours to make.